Okay, grade sevens, good morning. Welcome to today's lesson. As you can see, our topic for today's lesson is going to be geometry of 3D objects, and more specifically, we're going to be focusing on polyhedra. Now, don't let this term scare you, okay? I know it sounds a bit complex or complicated, but it's fairly simple. It's something that you guys have been dealing with all this time, and now it's just in a different state. So yeah, don't worry. Just sit back, and it will be okay. Okay. So I just want to share the lesson objectives because I think that as a teacher, I would like you to know what my goals for you are for today's lesson. And as you can see, it's very simple in a sense. It's not too complicated. So by the end of this lesson, uh, I think, and I would hope that you guys have the confidence as well, that you will be able to describe the polyhedra based on their vertices, edges, and faces. Now, already here, we're starting to see familiar terms: vertices, edges, faces. I'm sure you guys have dealt with this before, but I will do a quick recap in this lesson. The next objective, you guys will be able to sort polyhedra based on those same properties, so the vertices, the edges, and the faces, sorting them, and in terms of those properties. Then the third bullet point, or the third objective, sorry, is that you guys will be able to identify real life applications of polyhedra, not just looking at it in the textbook, but actually looking in the real world, seeing where you deal with it in day to day life. So those are just three quick lesson objectives. Okay. Now, what is a polyhedron? If I was there in person, I would be picking on new learners, but because it's a recorded lesson, all I can do is define it. So, what is a polyhedron? Already, it sounds familiar. It sounds similar to something that you guys have been dealing with. And in previous grades, you dealt with polygons. Okay, familiar? Yes. Now, a polyhedron in geometry is simply a three-dimensional object which is made of a collection of polygons. So it's usually joined at the edges. So, in other words, in simple terms, if that confused you a bit, it's many polygons put together. And here at the bottom of the slide, already we see some examples. We see on the right hand, we see a cube. In the middle, we see a square-based pyramid. And on the left, we see a rectangular prism. So all you have to understand is a polyhedron is many polygons put together, a 3D object. Okay. Now, why is this important for us to know, for you guys to know? Because the concept of a polyhedron is used in our everyday life, and most of the time we don't even realize. A lot of the time we think, why are we learning this? Why are we doing this concept? I'm never going to need this. But that's not the truth. The truth is that we need these concepts in our day to day life, and this is one of them. Okay. For example, for those of you that love gaming, that love animation, the movies, video games, and animation use polyhedra as the building blocks for complex models. Designers must know how to combine shapes accurately in computer graphics, the programming and those things. So those of you who love to play Xbox, PS5, FIFA, Grand Theft Auto. Okay, you guys shouldn't be playing Grand Theft Auto, but yeah, the polyhedra, the shapes. This is what is used to make the basic building blocks. Okay. Another example: houses, buildings, bridges. They are made of 3D shapes with flat faces. So, for example, the walls, the roofs, the floors, and designers and architects, they have to know the vertices, edges, and faces because it helps them design stronger structures. Okay, so earlier in the lesson we heard these familiar terms, the edges, the vertices, the face. So I just want to revise this quickly, just so that moving forward, you guys will be able to follow, and that you guys aren't, not to say lost, but just so that you guys are caught up and you know what I'm speaking about at all times. So a edge in a shape, in an object, sorry. A edge is a straight line where two faces meet. Okay. Vertices is a corner where the edges meet. And lastly, a face is a flat surface on a 3D object. If I went too fast, you can just pause the video here and you can read over the definitions to make sure that you guys comprehend and understand what it is that I'm saying. Okay. So now the first polyhedron that I would like to discuss with you is a cube, and definitely you guys have heard this before. Come on, you have heard this before. Very simple stuff we're dealing with. So cubes are made up of only square faces. Okay. So it has six square faces. We can count there: one, two, three, four, five, and six. Okay. Edges, it has 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and vertices 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay. And then on the left hand side here, we see the net. So if this was built, we can't do it together, obviously, because we're not in a classroom together. But this is the net. So if you cut this out and compile it, put it together, you would get the cube. Okay. The next polyhedron is a rectangular prism, very similar to a cube, but instead this time they are rectangles instead of squares. Okay. So a rectangular prism, like I said, is made up of only rectangular faces. It has six rectangular faces. The edges are 12. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 edges. Very similar to a cube. Um, then we have the vertices, which are 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Then on the left here as well, we have the cutout. Yeah, I forgot the term. Sorry, the net. There we go. See, even teachers make mistakes. So bear with me, guys. Then we have the triangular prism. Uh, so now with this one, there are two shapes. Okay. Now we have the triangular shape, um, which forms the base, and then we have the rectangular shape as well, which goes around, which connects the two triangular faces. So in total, we have five faces. We have two triangular faces, and then we have three rectangular faces. So we can count one, two triangles, and then three rectangles. One, two, three. Okay. Then we have nine edges. Okay. So we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Then we have six vertices. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. So that is the third polyhedron that we dealt with. Like I said, if at any point you would like to pause just to revisit, or if you think I'm going too fast, feel free to pause and yeah, take your time. There's no rush. You all work at our own pace. Then we have the square-based pyramid, which is the next one. Uh, Square-based pyramids are made up of a triangular face, which we see at the bottom of the. No, I'm wrong. Yeah, a triangular based pyramid has a square as the base and triangular faces which goes around. So there's five faces in total, one square face which forms the base, and then four triangular faces. Okay, one, two, three, four. Now with the pyramids, you get different types of pyramids. You get square based, which is what we're dealing with now. You get triangular based. You can get a pentagon-based pyramid as well. You even get a circular-based part. Then we call that a cone. Yeah, and then it would be round instead of, um, you know, yeah. Then it wouldn't be a polyhedron because that's a cone. Yeah. Faces 5 without the that. Edges 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And vertices 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now I have a quick activity to do because we can't do a in-person activity. So quickly, I would like you to sort the shapes from fewest vertices to the most vertices. Okay. I'll give you guys 5 seconds to do. Okay. Okay. So if you couldn't do it in 5 seconds, like I said, at any point you could just pause the video. So from fewest vertices to the most vertices, you would have the square-based pyramid, the triangular prism, the rectangular prism, then the cube. I hope that was your order. Okay. Now I want you to sort these polyhedrons from the most faces to the least faces. I'll give you 5 seconds again, but if you need more, pause the video. Okay, so the correct order would have been first a cube with 6 faces, then a rectangular prism also with 6 faces, then the triangular prism with 5 faces, then the square-based pyramid with 5 faces. Okay, just very quickly. Quick, short activity, not too difficult. So, the summary of the content that I followed. We have a polyhedron. It's a 3D shape with flat faces, straight edges, and vertices. Key properties is what is important for you guys to know and for you guys to understand. We have the number of faces, the edges, and the vertices. And also, these can be compared and sorted by these properties, like we did in this quick activity. Okay, so now the lesson is coming to an end, and I would like to propose a exit ticket. So, can you name a polyhedron that has more faces than a cube, but fewer vertices than a cube? So more faces than a cube, but fewer vertices than a cube. Uh, I'm going to give the answer in 5 seconds as well. Okay. So if you couldn't guess, or if you're still busy guessing, you can pause the video, but I'm about to give the spoiler. The answer is a triangular prism because it has 5 faces and 6 vertices. Okay, thank you, grade 7. This is the end of my lesson. I hope you understood that this lesson wasn't too complicated and that it's fairly simple because this is just the introduction. Um, so if you would like to, feel free to revisit this, and anything that you couldn't understand, feel free to go back to it. Have a good day. Thank you.